Meantime, let's bring in our US analyst, Michael Ware, for his view on all of this. What do you make of the events of today, Michael?
Well, obviously, it's shocking, yet somehow not surprising, given the almost boiling temperature of the divisions in this country. But straight off the bat, without having to think about a thing, there's at least 3 layers to this already. First and foremost is the health and the condition of the former president. And thankfully, it sounds like he's going to be okay and that he's already on his way back out of Pennsylvania. And he has vowed to continue with his role at the Republican Party convention next week. The next immediate layer is, how did this happen? On its face, there would appear to have been a security failure. Now, it's going to take months and months and months before we get any kind of investigative outcome or we learn of any after-action report. But I can tell you this. An elevated position, even if it's outside the rally site, an elevated position just 120 to 150 metres away with what's been reported as an AR-style assault rifle, that is not a difficult shot to make. Whether you're using iron sights, let alone telescopic sights. And you see that we came within literally millimetres, nanometers of losing President Trump. So you have to wonder, yes, there were counter snipers. The best defense against a sniper is a counter sniper. And that's what almost immediately after the shots, first volley of shots, this guy was taken out pretty quickly. That's the best defense. But the question is, an elevated building within such easy range, not only why weren't there permanent eyes on that building, why wasn't there someone occupying that building? But then there's the third and sort of uglier aspect that it makes my skin crawl to talk about it so soon, but there's the politics of this. And as we know, I suspect, yes, President Trump will get a bump in the polls as a result of this, but how long it lasts, one wonders. But the power of those photographs, you're seeing that one there, you're seeing that one there. The other one where it's just a silhouette of the president dripping blood. They're going to be seared into the American national history, but they're going to now dominate this campaign. So there very much is a political element to this, and you have to give it to former President Trump. His composure for a 79-year-old man who'd just been shot or clipped in the side of the ear is pretty incredible.
Yeah. Look, there's a few points I want to make there, and just because you brought that up then, one of the moments of the day is after he was shot. Once the coast is clear, so to speak, he actually tells the Secret Service people, and you can hear it on his audio, wait, is what Trump says. He knows the significance of this moment, and then he raises the fist through the arms of the Secret Service, and it just energizes the crowd and becomes this electrified moment. I mean, it's a moment that is one for the ages.
It's a political moment, I think, for the ages. That's absolutely right, because if you look closely at former President Trump's eyes, you know, he realizes that they're shooting, he's been hit, and then he drops down. And then finally, when the Secret Service allows him to rise up and he's in that cocoon that they put him in, that security cocoon, there is a moment, I swear, where he decides, this is a chance to say something. This is a chance to show my resilience and composure and to rally the faithful. You could see that there was a political judgment made, I believe, at that instant. So you're dead right for pointing that out.
Okay, and just back to this other point about security, Michael. We've just got some more video that the New York Post has been able to pick up, and I just want to play it for you. Let's run it.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit of he's going down! Stand here. He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there. He's on the roof, buddy.
So, I mean, that's just quite compelling, isn't it, Michael? But further to your point there about security checks. And, you know, I've been to a whole bunch of these rallies and it's usually locked down. There's security sweeps and everything. It takes a long time to get into them. But what is it here? Complacency?
It's going to take us months to find out. And we know that the BBC has interviewed one of the people in or around that video that was shot, who has spoken about seeing the gunman and trying frantically to alert law enforcement to the presence of that gunman. So, you know, it all happened so very, very quickly. But, yeah, look, it's going to take us some time before we realise, but having been to many of these events, look, immediately around the president is the Secret Service. And trust me, they are top-notch. Yeah. They don't muck around, those people. But then there's concentric rings that are expanding out beyond the Secret Service. And eventually it involves local law enforcement and state troopers, and there's outer and outer and outer perimeters. But also keep in mind here with this incident, two things. One, this was a small, rural, outdoor location. They are the absolutely hardest kind of events to secure if you're protecting a principal, if you're protecting somebody from potential assassination. And, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, just before we go, I got about 30 seconds left, Michael, but I don't mean to sound crass in this and making this a political moment, but it is, like you said, and a lot of people are talking about it. But I mean, he'll be lionised by many because of this, if he isn't already. Did he just win the election if he wasn't going to already?
Well, I have to admit, I walked into my wife and I said, President Trump may have just won this election. But we will have to see, because at the end of the day, as powerful as those images were, as I said, as incredible as the president's composure was, in the final washout, you know, theoretically, this election should still be about policy. So we'll have to see. But it will, as you say, absolutely galvanise his base. And I would think give him some sympathy. Now, does that mean that someone who believes in a woman's right to choose whether she wants, you know, her own reproductive health, will this attempted shooting change their vote over abortion right? I doubt that very much.
Okay.
But there's a lot of sympathy. A lot of sympathy. And remember, this is not the first time this has happened in America. 4 presidents have been shot. 5 others have been shot at.
Yep. First in a while, though.
American political life.
Yeah. First attempt like this in some 40 years since Reagan. Yeah. Hey, Michael, good to chat as always. Thank you so much. We will talk to you again.